Good evening. I am Marietu Sidibe and this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue. Thanks for joining us. And now, here are the main local and sports news headlines. President Adama Barrow on Wednesday received China's ambassador to the Gambia, His Excellency Ma Jianchun, at State House in Banjul. As the parliamentary election nominations continue, we look at the process at various nomination venues across the country as National Assembly aspirants submitted their documents. We visited the Jahali Pachar rice fields in the Central River region where rice farmers are preparing for the new season. We also visited an optometry technician and a cataract surgeon to find out how to take care of and maintain healthy eyes. Those were our main headlines, and now the news in detail. President Adama Barrow on Wednesday received China's ambassador to the Gambia, His Excellency Ma Jianchun, at State House in Banjul. The two reviewed achievements, post-COVID-19 economic development recovery and enhancing Gambia-China cooperation. Here is an excerpt.
I extended our President, His Excellency Xi Jinping's good wishes to President Adama Barrow, His Excellency. And we sincerely wish His Excellency Barrow will lead the Gambian people to make a great progress towards the progress and prosperity in his second presidential term. We also reviewed the cooperation between our two countries in the past few years. Under the leadership of His Excellency President Barrow, with the efforts of all Gambian people, the Gambian socio-economic development witnessed great progress and achievements in the past few years, include the infrastructure, the public health, the agriculture, capacity building, and so on. So we discussed how to China-Gambia, how to match our development strategy and plan for the next step, especially post-COVID-19. We need to get our economic development recovery. So we agreed to enhance our cooperation between our countries, especially the pragmatic cooperation. End of last year, China and Gambia, we signed a new economic and technical cooperative agreement. According to this agreement, China will provide 150 million Chinese RMB, equivalent to 1.2 billion of dollars, to use this amount of money for the project discussed by our two sides.
On day 6 of the parliamentary election nominations, 7 aspirants from the PDOIS, PPP and UDP today submitted their documents at the IEC Banjul office. Our reporter Omar P. Jallo was there and he files in this report.
The 3 aspirants for PDOIS are Usman Silla of Banjul North, Babukar Mboj of Banjul Central, Mansour Foon of Banjul South. For PPP, it is Mohamed Ndao of Banjul Central. And for UDP are Momadou Cherno Jallo of Banjul Central, Modou Lamin Biba of Banjul North, and Yaya Kuyate of Banjul South. 2 of the candidates, Usman Silla of PDOIS and Mohamed Ndao of PPP, are seeking for re-election. All 7 aspirants submitted their required documents pending verification, which will be followed by acceptance or rejection. After receiving their nomination documents, Suleiman Diouf, the returning officer for Banjul Administrative Area, reminded the aspirants to follow the Code of Campaign Ethics and select competent agents on polling day to ensure a peaceful and credible election. Earlier, the 2 NPP aspirants, Usman Abu Wada of Banjul South and Sambanjai of Banjul North, who submitted their documents on Wednesday, received their acceptance letters, clearing them to contest the upcoming National Assembly election on April 9, 2022. Tomorrow, Friday, the 11th of March 2022, 4 independent aspirants are expected to submit their nomination documents. Reporting for KTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
The IEC officials in the Upper River region on Wednesday also received nomination documents for 7 NPP aspiring candidates in Basse Mansajankunda. For the Mane reports.
7 NPP candidates to successfully submit their documents at the IEC office in Basse include Sekuba for Basse constituency, Isa Conte for Jimara, Bileji Tunkara for Kantora, Fali M. Kora for Tumana, Famara Sabali for Wulli West, Nafa Jabai for Wulli East, and Ibrahima Jaite for Sandu constituency. After filing in their nomination documents, all the 7 candidates met the requirements. However, the candidate for Basse constituency, Sekuba, has not yet submitted his campaign itinerary and has been instructed to provide it the following day, today Thursday. Speaking to the press after his submission, Bileji Tunkara of Kantora constituency, who is seeking re-election, said his priority is to continue representing his people.
My number one priority, when I was campaigning, every single electorate in Kantora did cry for a tar road. And we have joined concerted efforts with government to ratify those grants. Without Parliament, this road wouldn't have been here. That was the number one cry. The second cry was electricity. How do we try to make sure electricity becomes a human right? It becomes fundamental right for people to benefit from. And now we've seen that the selective justice that has been taking place, whereby giving people electricity, depriving others based on a reason based on to previous government, but we have given them commitment that we are going to stand to echo. Our role is not to construct or provide electricity, but how to cry out your concerns in Parliament to the government.
Isa Conte for Jimara constituency also shared his intention if elected in office.
What I have in hand is that I'm going to the National Assembly to represent my people as it is expected. You understand? We're going to there to represent them as a candidate that is going to be there for their aspiration and their views and their rights, to serve them as a candidate that will be there to make sure there is that development that we all yearning for.
Here is Isa Conte responding to a question about why he abandoned his position as the Deputy Governor of URR to contest a seat in the National Assembly.
I don't want to be in that office serving as an implementing officer. I want to be participating in making laws that will take this country forward.
Sekuba, NPP aspirant for Basse, said his intention is to unify the people of Basse and serve in their best interests.
A National Assembly member who will be there to serve the people, because it's the people that elect me to represent them. I am going to be the intermediary between my constituency, the government, or whatever development institutions, so that we can go and benefit out of those institutions. And secondly, we will be there at the assembly to make sure we look at the policies, procedures of government, and make sure we at least look at policies which are in line with the international, and again, what will be the interest of the community.
Nafa Jabai for Wulli East, Famara Sabali for Wulli West, Ibrahima Jaite for Sandu, and Fali M. Kora for Tumana constituencies all shared their motivations for contesting the elections.
So if you are youth and you are represented as a National Assembly member, I think we are going to bring good laws that is going to move the country. As you know, we have 3 things that move the country. That is the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. So you being to represent them as a National Assembly member, youths, I think the country is going to move, because we are the cream of any society.
As I said, we need changes. For 20 years, we have one person who has just been there for 20 years now. People of Wulli have decided they want changes. And then, inshallah, I will succeed.
What I will propagate is for development first. We know we are lacking a lot, in Sandu and in Gambia at large. First, I will propagate for the development of my constituency. and the well-being of my people.
My target is to help to make sure Gambia has good policies and programs. So that is our main key target. But we intend to do this through political awareness and development.
The 7 NPP candidates were accompanied by huge crowds of party militants to the IEC office in Basse. Reporting for QTV News, I am Fude Mane.
We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more local news stories. Do stay tuned.
International Women's Day. When women are empowered, they change the world. Break the bias. QCell. Sunubas. You innovate, others follow.
Modu came in to buy some bathroom floor tile, but once he laid eyes on our basins, he fell in love with a stunning basin and with a breathtaking faucet. With a brand new mirror too, at a bargaining price.
So, I got a bathtub too.
Oh yes, he picked up a bathtub too.
It's Batty Days time at Batty-Mats. Enjoy exceptional discounts up to 70% on all our product families. From March 5th to 19th, you're going to splurge. Batty-Mats, everything for construction, from foundation to finishing.
My name is Aissatou Jawara. I am the Managing Director of Ajibank Limited. Most of our key units are headed by women. They are contributing immensely towards the performance of the bank. There is no secret to my success. I love what I'm doing, and as such, never take no for an answer, and always go extra mile to achieve my goals. So our wonderful and hard-working women out there, you are all doing a great job, and we are extremely proud of you. Let's push and break the barriers for a more inclusive society. Happy International Women's Day.
Welcome back. Rice is one of the Gambia's staple foods and is widely grown in the Central River region. Our regional correspondent, Bakari Balde, visited the Jahali Pacha rice fields, the largest in the country, where he spoke to rice farmers as they prepare for the new season.
Jahali Pacha smallholder rice project started in 1982 with an estimated 1,474 hectares to address the country's food security. Rice farmers in this area are busy clearing, while others are plowing their fields in preparation for the new season. Luba D.L. Mendy, the chairman of Brikamba Village Development Committee, says animal invasion, late arrival of fertilizers, and insufficient farm machineries are among the challenges they encounter every year. He called for the expansion of the rice fields to accommodate more farmers.
Part
of the challenge is plowing, because we struggle so hard to get a tractor on our fields. The canals need to be dug deep. Also, the plots are not enough. We ask for help from the government to have an expansion to our rice fields.
Tunko Bunja Kuyate, a prominent rice farmer for more than 2 decades, has this to say.
The Chinese were the first to start cultivating here. This rice field used to help us a lot because a plot of rice can produce up to 60, 80 bags. Our problem is the lack of sufficient water on our rice fields.
Omar Baro, a rice farmer and teacher, compliments the government for their intervention and urged for certified variety of seeds. Musa Sanu, a tractor driver who works for Maro Engineers, stated that operating a tractor needs patience and tolerance. He further asked for enough farm machineries.
Our biggest problem here is the lack of machinery. If we have what we wanted, it will ease our work. The whole country knows about Jahali Pacha rice fields. Therefore, if we have support, this rice field can feed the whole country.
In the next few weeks, this vast land will be occupied by rice farmers from various villages to commence the work in earnest. To many, this field could feed the whole nation if government and stakeholders continue to cooperate. Reporting for QTV News, I am Bakari Balde.
Taking care of your eyes is essential for making sure you see things clearly. But how often do you get your eyes checked? Our reporter Ajibintu Drame visited an optometry technician and cataract surgeon to find out more.
Globally, at least 2.2 billion people have a near or distance vision impairment. This is a cause for concern because almost half of these cases could have been prevented and addressed. Among the most prevalent causes of eye disease are age-related macular degeneration, a common condition that affects the middle part of one's vision, cataract, diabetic retinopathy, and glaucoma. Jaria Tuba, optometry technician at Opticalia, explains.
We are so digitalized, and all of these like UV rays or the blue rays are getting into our eyes. So that has been a contributing factor in what we call especially refractive errors. That's like the eye not seeing properly, and then you need glasses, and especially in cases of myopia.
In 1986 and 1996, 2 national surveys of vision impairment and blindness were conducted in the Gambia. Jennifer gives a hypothesis that eye defects will be more prevalent in the future.
Gambia is cleared of trachoma. Congratulations to the Ministry of Health. What we have to do first in terms of diabetic retinopathy is to make sure if you are diabetic, like, first prevent non-communicable diseases. So it's the diabetes, the hypertension. And if you are, control your blood sugar so you don't have blood vessels, like neovascularization, that's new blood vessels forming at the back of the eye, which will leak and then cause blood vision or eventually blindness.
Alassana Toure, a cataract surgeon at Sheikh Jair Regional Eye Care Center, says lots of efforts have been made to seek solution for the eye problems. He advised people should go for checkups at least once every year.
Family history sometimes exists in the family without the people knowing that this condition is there. And that's a very high risk factor for glaucoma. Aging and family risk factor.
Jaria Tuba again had this to say.
Our settings are made up in a way men have more access to healthcare services. They have more time to go to the hospitals. I mean, again, not a conclusive data, but we know this is how women are busy, like the chores and the cooking, and when they're going to the hospital, it's their children that they are taking. So more men client that you're going to get, but again, we have so many issues with women that also needs to be addressed.
Mr. Toure says glaucoma, which is among the leading causes of blindness, can be caused by many factors, including heredity. In the Gambia, he added, lack of keeping or assessing records is among factors for people not to know their medical history.
A lot of children now, if the teachers are observant, they will notice that they are not seeing far distance in the class, and a lot of them will report here. So we'll have to give them glasses. And also with that glasses, there are a lot of misconceptions. Some parents think that when the children start using glasses at the early age, it destroys the eye. That's a very big misconception.
He advised people to refrain from going to local or traditional healers to treat their eye problems, as they can lead to severe consequences.
No more than 90% of our cases of glaucoma that we see come in late, very advanced stages. So therefore, to avoid blindness, people have to develop the habit of, voluntary eye checkups.
Mr. Toure also advised people to minimize the use of electronic devices and urges people to use the World Glaucoma Week, which this year runs from March 6th to 11th, as an opportunity to examine their eyes. Ajibintu Drame, QTV News.
Before we end, here is a recap of the main headlines. President Adama Barrow on Wednesday received China's ambassador to the Gambia, His Excellency Ma Jianchun, at State House in Banjul. As the parliamentary election nominations continue, we look at the process at various nomination venues across the country as National Assembly aspirants submitted their documents. We visited the Jahali Pacha rice fields in the Central River region where rice farmers are preparing for the season. We also visited an optometry technician and a cataract surgeon to find out how to take care of and maintain healthy eyes. That's all we have for you in this bulletin. Join us at 10 for another bulletin. Thank you for watching.